All right, guys, we got some drama going on. You know I love Bitboy drama, Cryptos R Us drama, all the big crypto influencers drama. So Ben Armstrong apparently was hanging out with George from Cryptos R Us just like a few hours ago, and they actually made a video together. And if you read George's body language, he just doesn't want to be there. You can tell he absolutely wants nothing to do with Ben. Then, just like 2 hours after they make this video, Ben Armstrong makes this video, and you can tell he's like all hopped up on something. So now there's some big feud he has with George from Cryptos R Us. Apparently, George from Cryptos R Us is, apparently involved with Discovery Crypto and those guys, TJ. And Ben Armstrong thinks George is like doing things behind the scenes to disparage Ben and some other people. It's kind of interesting, and I always love this drama, and I do actually believe this drama because I'm not a big fan of George from Cryptos R Us. I know a lot of people, I used to make videos about George saying he was a giant scammer, and everybody would be like, no, George isn't, he's great, but he's pumped every scam in the book. He deleted a lot of his videos, but here's a video he made just a year ago. Look at his sponsors on his channel. FTX US, 0. BlockFi, 0. Validito, 0. Also a big pumper of Celsius, but my subscribe channel is my subscribe emblem is blocking it. He was a big pumper of Luna, trying to get everybody into UST, where you get the 20% interest in UST. That all went to 0. And essentially everything he's taken money to shill has gone to 0, which is why I always said, with George, I just see him as kind of like Bitboy, as an opportunist. He would sell his mother to a pimp for $100. There's no morals in this guy. He's just gonna go wherever the money leads him. He's kind of a drifter, kind of like Hunter Biden, and he's done very well in crypto by essentially just making videos every day, telling everybody Bitcoin's going to $1 million, even if we're deep in a bear market. And for whatever reason, his message has caught on, and more power to him, but he's by no means like a noble YouTuber. He's a total shill scammer. So anyway, here's the video Ben made.
Crypto experience. I got an extra video for you guys today. I want to tell a story about a guy named George that everybody claims to be. Right? Weird George. He's on the channel this morning, actually. I'd like to say this. You got kids in the room. You might want to move them. Fuck you, George. That's what I had to say. Let me tell you what George just did while I'm out here in Las Vegas for this fight that he begged me to do, and I was going to do. I'm pulling out of the fight, guys. I would still like to fight someone, but I'm not going to be on any card involved with George. Because let me tell you what George just attempted to do. This is George from Cryptos R Us, of course, with a scammy Cryptos R Us Plus channel that is a scheme for Brian Evans to pump and dump through George's channel. You guys why do you think they're going to cover small altcoins on the channel, guys? They're doing the same thing that Discover Crypto is doing, going around to agents, begging people. By the way, I've got a recorded video of TJ saying that they would be open for interpretation for scammy projects if it meant they would bring the money in. I've got that on video, TJ. Good job. Got it on video, bud. But the fact is that George has still been working with TJ and Justin Williams, which we have huge ties, huge news coming up on tie-ins between Justin Williams, Daniel Goldman, and Bambi. I'm talking to the Bambi people right now. It's going to be very, very bad for them. We already know they're money laundering. We have that proven on the blockchain. It's already proven. And the fact is that George continues to work with them. I'm going to have to call, you know what? I'm going to be tweeting something out on Twitter here by the end of tonight, or on X. I'm going to be showing you guys some stuff about Justin Williams that George knows about. And that George continues to work with these guys, okay? And the fact is, let me tell you what happened. We all know that TJ stole my channel. We all know that. I'm gonna get it back, that's a long story. It's not worth anything now, but TJ stole my channel. So last night, or this morning, whatever it was, Crypto Keeper, a good friend of mine, you guys know he does the Trading Wars show, OG Crypto Debate, or whatever his name is on Twitter, a good friend of mine, and let me tell you what, he runs a smaller channel. They have a smaller channel, him and Crypto Crusader. I don't know how many subscribers they have, 10,000, I don't know, 20,000, don't know. And they have the show called Trading Wars, and it's done really well for them. And they're growing from it. And so what George does is George propositions Crypto Keeper and says, hey man, we'd really like to bring that show to CR Plus, or whatever crap that is. So we let it braid over, and you know, we still, I don't know what the deal was. You know, we'll pay some money for it. You get to still be on it, whatever. But we want to move this show. It's got a lot of potential. We want to move it over. Crypto Keeper says no. He says we're actually trying to grow our own channel through it. They're trying to grow their channel through their good idea. Now, let's remember who TJ and Justin are. And now George continued working with these guys. He tells Crypto Keeper, after Crypto Keeper's already said no, he approaches him again. And he says, well, I don't want to say this. This is George. This is George in a nutshell. He's an opportunist. He's always talked out of both sides of his mouth. Always about me. This is why I was allowed to go on. He was allowed to come onto my channel, but I've never been on his channel once. Why? He's a clout chaser. His people, he's afraid of what his image might be if he associates with me, so I don't get to go on his channel. He would only come on mine. There's other people like that, like Benjamin Cowan as well. They'll use me. They will use me for my platform and not return the favor. These people are called clout chasers, and they're not good people. They strictly look to use you. There are plenty of people out there in this industry that are like that. But the fact is that now George goes to Crypto Keeper and says, hey, just so you know, if you don't, you probably want to reconsider, because if you don't reconsider, I'm talking to TJ and Discover Crypto, and we're going to make our own trading wars, and we're going to like kind of destroy your show. This.
Anyway, there's like another minute of it. I totally believe Ben on this one. I mean, I know Ben gets a little worked up, but I totally believe George would do that. I mean, I don't know, guys. Like, I don't know why anybody ever like gave any respect to this guy George. I've been in crypto since 2017, and I always just saw him to be like a Hunter Biden, like an Asian Hunter Biden type. Like, total scammer, total pump and dumping everything. And I would tell George to his face, man, you pumped Luna, UST, Celsius, BlockFi, every scam in the book. Like, how do you even have the audacity to even come out and still make videos and show your face? So I do totally believe that he's trying to use Ben and threaten people behind the scenes. I don't know. He just seems like that type. Just a lowlife, a guy who's only looking for the money. So here's Ben's Twitter account. TJ is actively working with Cryptos R Us to steal the Trading Wars show from Crypto Wars OG. George literally threatened Crypto Keeper by saying if he didn't let George get in on the idea that him and TJ were just going to steal it from him. That's how these guys are. As long as George is leading this karate combat fight, I'm out. So I guess Ben is in Vegas right now because there's some fight thing that George is doing, which is stupid. I don't know, guys. Like, the one thing about crypto, I guess I'm more of a loner. Like, I would never want to be like any of these guys. Like, if I was like Ben Armstrong, if I was like George from Cryptos R Us, or any of these like big YouTubers, I think I might just jump off a bridge. I mean, I know they have a lot of money and everything, but they're such rotten people, all of them. I mean, even Ben Armstrong, like, the only reason, I mean, he's kind of like reforming himself a little bit, but I mean, they're all like just snakes. And that's kind of the problem with crypto. Like, all the people who rise to the top, you know that saying, like the cream rise to the top? But with crypto YouTubers, the shit rises to the top. Like, there's very few crypto YouTubers who just aren't like the scum of the earth. Like, I don't know, it just really is gross. So here's Cryptos RS's response. And my whole thing is, so I've already listened to the video, but we're going to play a little bit of it. George from Cryptos R Us is admitting to wanting to work with Discovery Crypto. Of course, you know, Discovery Crypto is the channel that essentially threw Ben Armstrong out. Ben Armstrong started a channel. He's the talent over there. And once it got big, they essentially just threw Ben out, stating that he was, I don't know, too much of a loose cannon. And I always said that was like so dirty. It's like the most dirty thing you can do to somebody. And here you have George from Cryptos R Us hanging out with Ben at this Vegas thing, inviting him to this thing, but also behind Ben's back trying to work with Discovery Crypto. It's like, you know, you can't be friends with both of them, George. Like, you can only pick one. And why would you pick Discovery Crypto, the company that we all know threw Ben under the bus, threw him off his own channel? You want to do business with them just because they're bigger. And that's kind of what I've been saying about George. He's going to go wherever the money is. There's no loyalty with this guy, George. He'll sell his mom out for $100. He'll sell his best friend out for $10. Like, he's not a guy you want with you going through the trenches in a war, because he's not going to cover your butt. He's always going to take the easy way out. And he essentially admits it right here in this video. I don't know, guys. These guys are all such snakes in crypto. That's why once I make my money, a little bit of money in crypto, a little bit more money, this bull run in crypto, I just want to like turn it off. I don't like these crypto people. Like if I was ever in Vegas with like my wife or my kids and I saw there was a crypto conference and like George was going to be there and Bitboy and all these guys, I wouldn't even go in for a second. Like I just find them to be like real culty, real skeezy people, real lowlifes. Real Hunter Biden types, and I just don't like them. And I'm probably one of the only YouTubers who's going to say that. Like these guys are just the sleaze of the earth. They're rotten people. They're not good people. And here's George's response.
Finally happened. Ben Armstrong is now attacking me on my ass. So in this video, I'm going to respond really quickly to how this transpired and what this means for IFC and what this means going forward, I guess. So if you haven't saw any of the tweets or the video, right there, here's one. George is a scammer. Turns out George is just like the rest of them. It's funny that the video right before was with me. And that video actually got a decent amount of views. And that was filmed, at my party yesterday, at the IFC kickoff party. It was a really good party, and we had a good time. Even Ben and I, we had an interview, right? But somehow the next day, it got flipped around. What happened there? Overall, yesterday, the kickoff party was amazing. First of all, I filmed, a lot of footage, which you guys will see. Every big influencer was there. A lot of fans were there. Crowded Combat. Everyone was there. Everyone was having a good time. There was an influencer awards given out too by Adam Charles, right? Everyone was having a good time, and Ben was having a good time, I thought, right? And then this happened. This morning he called me up, cursed me out, and said I was trying to extort or threaten one of his close compadres, Crypto Keeper, and here we are. And he's been trying to attack me somehow. All right, so in this video, I'm not going to attack him, but I'm going to state what happened and explain to you guys and let you guys decide. So basically, Crypto Keeper, he is also fighting IFC. He's fighting Rodney. And I know he's close with Ben, right? But we're close too. I've been hanging out with Keeper for, I don't know, a few times now. We've been chatting for a while, right? Good guy. No.
He's close with this guy, but he's hung out with him twice. You're not that close with him. Clearly, Ben is closer. Let's be honest, George. This guy's like an acquaintance that you talk to every so often because you probably want something from him.
I have nothing against him, but Keeper has a smaller channel with someone else named Debate Crypto, who I've met at Cypherpunk, right? And they have this innovative idea called trading wars. So they brought on a lot of traders, and they're doing like a war thing, right? But with like many, many, many people. And I've always said this to Keeper. I'm like, Keeper, I think I could do something better. I think you guys need to change it up. But of course, they want to do their own thing, which is fine. At one point, I asked them, hey, do you guys want to come to Cryptos R Us Plus? Because you guys know I've been building that. And Keeper told me recently, no, we don't want to do that. That's fine, right?
Good.
But I thought I could do it better. But I don't have any traders on my team. So guess what?
So here we go. George asks these guys to go onto his channel thinking, oh my God, they have a smaller channel. They're definitely going to say yes. And they basically said, nah, go fuck yourself. And I like that. I respect these guys. Because look, guys, a lot of people who've been in crypto since 2017, 2018, like myself, we know these guys are snakes. We know they're snakes.
Reached out to Discover Crypto, or at least they reached out to me. It was a mutual reach out, I guess. We were talking about ideas, and they have so many, like Frankie Cannels, for example. They have like 5 different traders. So we're talking about
all guys that Ben Armstrong brought on to Discovery.
This new trading show, and I gave Keeper a heads up yesterday. Okay, I'm like, Keeper, dude, out of respect for you, I want to give you a heads up. I'm going to do this trading show with Discover Crypto because they have the manpower. We could do a really good show. And I asked Keeper, hey, you guys can come on as guests, right? But I want to do this on Cryptos R Us Plus and see if it goes. He was cool with it. He wasn't disappointed. Maybe he was hiding internally, right? We even hung out until like 4 a.m. afterwards. And all the IFC fighters said that they had breakfast with him, no problems at all, right? And then all of a sudden this morning, I get a phone call from Ben Armstrong saying I'm somehow threatening him and I'm taking away his thing, right? I think what this is really, what this really boils down to is Discover Crypto and Ben's hate for them. He feels like they have kicked him out, which this will be proven in court, right? I've always stayed away from that, but I'm always looking to grow Cryptosaurus Plus. I'm always looking for...
This is so fucked up. George, why would you want to get yourself involved with the fight between Ben Armstrong and Discovery? You know, if you try to make a deal with Discovery Crypto, Ben Armstrong is going to be furious. And you were just hanging out with Ben Armstrong the previous night. You invited him onto your channel to do this stupid white trash fight thing you guys are doing. And then behind his back, you're trying to make deals with Discovery Crypto, a company you know. It's not like, guys, this isn't like, oh, maybe this happened, maybe it didn't happen. No, when I started watching crypto videos in 2017, it was Ben Armstrong by himself. It was Bitboy. Then over the years, he brought this guy TJ in and they turned it into Discovery and they threw him off the channel. So just so you can make a few extra bucks, George, you have to go and try to make a deal with Discovery Crypto and essentially throw people under the bus, throw guys like Ben Armstrong under the bus and this other guy, this other trading guy. And because this trading channel isn't going to work with you, you're essentially going to try to squash them. Which, guys, I don't know, guys. Like I was saying, these guys are all such snakes. They're awful.
New ideas, right? So I'm trying to push the envelope, and somehow it led to this. I even talked with Keeper many times afterwards. Keeper is like cool with everything. He didn't want it to explode like this. In fact, I'm going to see him at the fight pretty soon at KC43, right? I even told Keeper, hey man, if you don't like this, I'll remove it, okay? I'll go ahead and remove this out of respect for you, because some may think it's a dick move to do what they're doing but try to do it better. I'm like, okay.
It is a dick move, George. It is a dick move. And everything you do is a dick move. And, you know, a lot of people always say, like, well, who's worse? Is Ben Armstrong worse? Is George worse? The one thing I'll give Ben Armstrong, even though he's done so much scamming, like he really has not been good for crypto, at least he apologized for promoting a lot of the scams he did over the years. Even on CNBC, he apologized and said he wished he didn't do it. Ben Armstrong made a video one time crying and saying he wished he didn't take those sponsored videos and screw over his community. I've never heard George once, not once, guys, and you can put in my comments if I'm wrong, I never heard George once say, I'm sorry I took money for promoting Celsius. I'm sorry I told my people to get UST, which went to zero. I'm sorry I told my people to buy Terra Luna, which went to zero. I'm sorry I took money to promote BlockFi, which went to zero. And the list goes on and on and on. He just basically pretends it never happened. And the guy made probably millions of dollars promoting scams and screwing over his people. And now here he is, the little weasel. He's gone in and out just trying to steal other people's content. He's you know, talking out of both sides of his ass, like Ben Armstrong said, talking to Ben, then he's talking to Discovery Crypto behind Ben's back, all because he thinks he can make a little bit of extra money teaming up with Discovery Crypto. Guys, I'm just not buying it. And I'm glad Ben Armstrong is out there right now exposing these guys, because if it wasn't for Ben Armstrong, like, a lot of these guys would get away with it. I know Ben Armstrong's crazy. He's all hopped up. He'll probably get arrested tonight in Vegas doing something crazy. He's probably going to, I don't know what he's going to do. I mean, it's going to be something freaking crazy. But I mean, here's the tweet right here. TJ is actively working with Cryptos R Us to steal the Trading War show from Crypto Warzog. George literally threatened Crypto Keeper by saying if he didn't let George get in on the idea, that him and TJ were just going to steal it from him. So, guys, that's pretty fucked up right there. No matter how much George sugarcoats it, he is basically trying to fuck these people over. George thinks he's the big bad man. He's like the mafioso. He's like the mafia, and he can just come in and tell people what to do, and they're gonna bow down to him. George, I get it. We get it. You made a lot of money in crypto, but you made a lot of that money by promoting scams over the year. And I really do hope that one day the SEC goes after you or somebody sues you for all the damage you've done to the crypto community. And I have the videos saved on my hard drive to prove it. BlockFi, Luna, UST, Celsius. Disclose to your viewers how much money you made by shilling those scams. And then maybe I'll show you some respect. But right now, you're just a typical Hunter Biden, drifter, trying to screw over your friends, talking out of both sides of your ass. And here's another tweet Ben just made. George is about to get destroyed once Crypto Keeper speaks out about the truth. This man doesn't give a fuck about influencers. He's a predator and he's about to get taken to task. George comes from the TJ school of thought. Just lie until they forget. Rest in peace, George. And that's the, oh, guys, I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens out of this. I'll do another video tomorrow. But like I said, I'm one of the few people who's been saying over the last year that George from Cryptos R Us, the guy is a freaking snake. Just look at the scams he's been promoting over the years. And I think this kind of proves it. So we'll see what happens. But this is getting very juicy. But guys, most of these, like I said, most of these crypto guys are snakes. You can kind of see which ones kind of hang out together. You got like Tone Vase, who doesn't hang out with any of these guys because he's like actually somewhat credible. And then you have all these other crypto influencers like who kind of hang out together. It's like all the sleazeballs hang out together. But for whatever reason, like the sleaziest of crypto, the sleaziest guys like Crypto Banter, Rand Nooner, even Ben Armstrong, Cryptos R Us, they all kind of like, all the sleaze kind of flock together. All the guys who promoted the scams over the years and gotten caught doing rug pulls, gotten caught dumping on you, taking money to dump projects, they all kind of hang out together, and it's just kind of funny. And they should be avoided, but at least Ben Armstrong is actually calling people out at this point, and it makes me wonder if that's one reason they got rid of him over there at Discovery. He just wouldn't, you know, he wasn't going to stand for it anymore. So we'll see what happens, but I'm kind of glad all this is kind of coming out, and at least George is being exposed. At least it looks like he is, because I've said it for years. The guy is no good, no good. Like and subscribe. Talk to you later.